guys and girls. Josh Shelm, you here. Thank you all so much once again for tuning in. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we do have none other than Brother Fran all the way from Spain. Brother Fran, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing cool. How are you guys?
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be discussing Avengers Infinity War. As many of you know, it did get moved up a week, so it will be releasing this Friday. And most everyone is aware that via Fandango that the movie has been sold out pretty much everywhere. So if you haven't got your tickets, I hope you'll be able to see it sooner rather than later. But Brother Fran, I want to start this off by reading reading an insert courtesy of the Russo brothers. Um, Now, you and I have our opinions on the MCU as a whole, and like we disclaimed in the Daredevil video, you and I both are fans of both the MCU and the DCEU, and um, but I want to read you an insert courtesy of the Russo brothers, and they they said that Avengers Infinity War will be more funny than the Captain America films. And it goes on to say that in their own words, and in this film you've got a lot of, really unique personalities clashing. So we knew we were going to lean into the humor. And Brother Fran, let me ask you, do you think this is a problem or it's an okay thing?
Well, I think it's a problem when they've announced that this movie was gonna be like, they didn't say serious, but they said like it's gonna be epic, huge scale, dramatic, emotional moments.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, maybe in the movie all the things work out really well to put together, but if you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna crack me a joke and 2 minutes later kill a character, it's gonna be like, mm, there's no building to this. Like, there's nothing. Like, if you are, a simple silly joke, and then at the 5 minutes later, someone dies. It's like there's been no building up. There's no intense moment. Like 5 minutes ago you were joking, and now he's dead.
Right.
I think that's not gonna be impactful. Like, that's not gonna impact us as a viewer. It's gonna be like, I mean, I'm sad because that X character died, but if
Mm-hmm.
you are cracking up jokes all the time, I'm gonna be done. And listen, I don't have a problem with humor, but let the characters that are funny do the humor. Don't put
Right.
Proximal Midnight doing a fucking joke, okay?
Right.
If someone of the Black Order or Thanos make a silly joke, I'm gonna give it like 2 points less of my overall score. Like, this is supposed to be the end of 18 movies, tragic, someone's gonna die, this guy is so dangerous, and you're gonna be like, Sharawana! He just killed my friends! So fun.
Right.
I hope they handle it well. I just hope that.
Yeah, like I say, I just hope it's like I always say, it's an even balance. Like,
Yeah.
just don't go over. Don't do Thor Ragnarok. We don't need that. Um, Brother Fred, let me ask you this because this is a obvious thing. There are a lot of characters going to be in this movie. I think I read somewhere where there was a scene. There's supposed to be a scene that features 56 of the characters. Um, Let me ask you, which character are you most excited to see in the movie?
Thanos. Like, right away. I just wanna see him beat us and use the fucking Infinity Stones. Like, I don't know. I wanna see him beat the fuck out of the Avengers, like if they were his bitches or something like that. Like, I wanna see the Avengers humiliated. I wanna see the fall of the hero, and in the fourth one, see them like rise and beat him. But what would make Infinity War the best film I've ever seen is if Thanos wins. Like, at the end, he gets all the Infinity Stones and he does whatever the fuck he wants to do. Like, that would be the perfect movie. Because, I mean, the rest of the characters, we know every single one except from the Black Order and Thanos. So Thanos
Right.
being so powerful, using the abilities of the Infinity Stones, I'm the one that I'm most excited for because it's something new, it's something fresh, it's something that we've never seen before. Like
Right.
we've seen the powers of each Infinity Stone like alone, but when they are together, their powers like amplify. So I wanna see what they do and what does the Soul Stone do, what does the Reality Stone do, and all that stuff.
Hmm. Hmm. I agree. I think for me, obviously Thanos is a big one. I'm really excited to see how different Captain America is in this one. I also am intrigued to see Scarlet Witch as well because I feel like for Scarlet Witch, who for me was the likable part, one of the few likable parts of Age of Ultron, I feel that they haven't really shown the full potential of her power just yet, and I think Infinity War is the perfect opportunity for them to do just that because, like you and I just said, it's Thanos. Moving along with a friend, let me ask you this: who do you believe is going to be the character that ends up dying?
Well, listen, I'm gonna open brackets, spoiler, 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 close brackets. Okay, everyone has been warned. Okay, I don't wanna see anyone bitching in the comments. Okay, spoilers,
Spoilers.
spoilers, spoilers. Three, two,
Spoilers.
one. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Listen, do you know Fukuyan, like the girl who runs the For Snyder Cut website?
No.
Well, it's a girl that runs like a For Snyder Cut website, and she's one.
Oh, Fiona.
Yeah, Fiona. Yeah, sorry, because like
Oh,
Fukuyan
yeah,
is
yeah.
her username. So she said, spoiler, 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 that
Spoilers.
one of her friends worked for the department of how do you say censure, like what what the Chinese government want people to see and what they don't want to see. Like they review the movie and they're like, okay, cut this, cut that. And she said that one of her friends worked there, and she says that no one dies in the film, but no one is really believing here, saying that someone has already seen the scene and just some people die. So I don't know what
Uh-huh.
to think. My first reaction was like, fuck you. Like if it's true, I'm gonna fucking be angry at you all my life, and if it's not, I don't know why did you say that. But who I expect to die, I want to see like a major character death. Like Loki has a lot of chances to die. Oh, close spoilers,
Hmm.
close spoilers, close spoilers. Okay.
Hmm.
I wanna see Loki die. I wanna see Iron Man die. Like I think it's
Mm.
enough. We've seen enough Iron Man, and I wanna see him die. Like I wanna see him sacrifice. You know, like maybe they are fighting in Titan and everyone leaves because they've stolen like a gem or a Infinity Stone from Thanos, and I wanna flees and he's fighting to get some time. And you know the line he says in the trailer, like I hope they remember you. Maybe
Right.
because he's like sacrificing himself just to take some time. I want to see something epic like that. If I see everyone survive or like War Machine dies, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, for me, I think the there's actually quite a few I feel could die that are possible people that will die. Number one, I think, is Doctor Strange, and I know this might come as a surprise, but uh from what I understand, Benedict Cumberbatch, the guy that plays Doctor Strange, was only signed for one film, including Avengers Infinity War. I think he's going to be in the next one, but anyway, I'm not sure if he's going to be in the next one. But anyway, I think he could bite the bullet. I also think Gamora or Nebula could die. And like you, I think it'll either end up one of the major characters. It'll either be obviously be Iron Man, and for some reason, I just don't think they'll kill Cap. I don't think they would kill Captain America, even though I think he's gonna come close enough to it in this movie. If anybody, it would probably be Bucky or Sam from his from his camp.
Yeah, if I mean if the Russo brothers they said, the Russo brothers said in an interview that the first 5 minutes we were gonna see how powerful Thanos is, and what's better to see that than seeing Loki die? Like, if you pay attention, in the trailers we only see Loki in the Asgardian ship. We don't see him anywhere else. Like, anywhere else. And in some new... spoiler.
Spoilers.
3, 2, 1. Okay, I mean, maybe someone didn't see the TV spot. In a TV spot, Thor's like crying, saying like, what else can I lose? Like, he's lost his people, his brother, he's lost everything, you know? I mean, if I see Loki die in the first 5 minutes, I'm gonna be so glad. Because you can say like, wow, Thanos, this guy is amazing because he's so powerful, blah blah blah, and no one dies. And you're like, there's no sense of danger if everyone survives. Like, wow, he's so powerful, but we knock him down and we take the Infinity Gauntlet. And this is the guy that was so powerful. I need him to do something. I need him to cross that line. Like, kill people. Because if not, people are gonna be like, oh, this is like Ultron. But in Age of Ultron, at least Quicksilver dies. I don't know. I need this movie to kill a lot of characters. That would be perfect for me. Because if not, you don't see the real danger there.
That's an excellent point. I do agree they need to show just how, like I say with villains, I think you need to show why they're a villain and how brutal a guy like Thanos could be. You brought up Age of Ultron, brother Fran, and most people, including yourself, know how I feel about Age of Ultron. Like I said earlier, I did enjoy Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver until they, for whatever reason, decided it was a good idea to kill Quicksilver. Brother Fran, let me ask you this: how do you want, even though you've pretty much touched on it, how do you want Infinity War to differ from the first Avengers and the second one being Age of Ultron? What is the main thing that you think will make it stand out and make it a better sequel than Age of Ultron?
Well, considering we're gonna have like Avengers 4 in 1 year, I think the best thing that will make it perfect, like the best MCU movie different from the Avengers and all that stuff, will be if there were some transcendence. Is that how you say it? Like transcendence? Like
Transcendence.
Yeah, like something that happens in the movie is gonna be in the minds of everyone. Like,
right.
I don't wanna see Age of Ultron like, oh, they killed Quicksilver that we just knew in this film and everyone wins. Woohoo, that's it. I wanna see Thanos killing a bunch of heroes, and in the next movies everyone's saying it like, we lost Tony, we lost Cap, whatever. We lost a lot of people from Earth. He destroyed half the universe because he got all the stones. I want to see something danger. I want to see, like, it has to be like the ultimate superhero movie. It has to have like destruction, transcendence, danger. Not a intricate plot or a difficult plot. Something simple, but something that transcends the screen, and you are in the cinema like, wow. Like, what just happened? Like, he just killed, I don't know, Iron Man. If you think about it, you've been seeing this character for 10 years. So I want this movie to give us something that we will never forget. Not just like, oh, I use the stone, blah, 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 and I get killed. And that's it. No, I want to see something more. Something that has never done before.
Oh, brother Fran, not to cut you off, I'm looking at I'm still listening, but I'm looking at the reactions. A lady by the name of Tasha Robinson said, apparently she saw the movie and gave her reaction. She said, Avengers Infinity War is basically Captain America Civil War times 20, except with less hero on hero fighting. I think people who love the airport fight in Civil War like I did will go nuts for this film. And people who were bored will be 20 times as bored here. Hashtag Infinity War. Brother Frank, let me ask you, if this reaction is a hint of anything, there's another reaction by Peter a guy named Peter. I can't pronounce his last name. He says, "Infinity War is everything you want, nothing you expect. It's funny, surprising, dark, filled with delightful interplay between characters never seen on screen before." Ooh, so I wonder, is that a hint at, besides, like you said, the dark Black Order and everybody appearing? I wonder, does that mean some other characters are going to be appearing? He also goes on to say, "I know many filmmakers say they are trying to make a sequel in the vein of Empire Strikes Back. This succeeds." Brother Frank,
Oh, those are my words.
your thoughts, Brother Frank?
uh, I mean, I like the airport scene. Like, I thought it was cool, but I don't really get the thing where she says like, "If you didn't like it, you're gonna like it less 20 times." I don't know, someone that made this like the fight don't enjoy like a 34 superhero movie a scene fight. Like, how can you not like that? I don't understand that correlation really good. And the other guy, I hope that he's saying the truth, like saying that it is dark and there's something you don't expect and all that stuff. Because if I go to see the movie and I see Thanos almost getting all the stones being stopped, no one dies, and the end, I'm gonna be really disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
And
I saw like one reaction in Twitter that was, "I can only say that," and there were like 100 like schools, like human schools, and danger, and hype or something like that. Like, someone was like, "Oh, and a lot of people are gonna die," or "Is he dead because it was so good?" Like, everyone was like freaking out.
and I think the thing for me, Fran, and everybody listening, you know, the Russos started out with Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and that's proof. That movie alone is proof that they can make a serious movie with, you know, with that, and it just make a good superhero movie. Um, what what how do you feel? How do you feel about the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Thor Ragnarok being in Avengers Infinity War, brother Fran?
Well, I think that Thor's gonna change a lot. Like, I think I saw something like they hinted that like the Thor we saw in Ragnarok was gonna stay in Ragnarok, that he was not gonna be that kind of funny guy in Infinity War. Because if you think about it, he's gonna lose all his people, he's gonna lose his friends, he may lose his brother, so it's gonna be like a more serious Thor. And I think that the Guardians are gonna keep doing those jokes and keep that chemistry because it's what makes them special. Like, if you think
Right.
about it, they are like, yeah, strange creatures with doing some things in space, but what brings them together and they are so famous is because how funny they are and how the chemistry works between the characters. So I think that they're gonna behave the same. I think that it's gonna be like the comic relief. I hope that they are the only comic relief, but I think that in some point in the movie they're gonna get serious and put that funny thing aside. I hope.
I hope so. I hope so. Brother Fran, are there any questions you'd like to shoot my way?
Yeah, I had one that was what Infinity Stone do you wanna see in action more? Even if we've seen them or we've never seen their powers.
Which Infinity Stone would I like to see in action?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen like the space stone work and all that stuff, but we haven't seen the Mind Stone work at its full power, and the Soul Stone. We've never seen the Soul Stone. So, what would you like them to do? What would you like them to do in the movie with those Infinity Stones?
I just like to see like how they like, for me, pretty much how they all form, and what assuming Thanos gets control of all of them, seeing what he be able, what is his end goal once he gets all up, once he obtains all the stones. Like, see what he plans to achieve. Is he just trying to kill everybody and take over everything in the process, or does he just want the stones to say, yeah, I got them and nobody else can take them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. But I think that they're gonna be like using the story from the comics, like wiping half the universe. That's what Gamora says in the film, in the trailer.
Uh-huh.
I just wanna see him like use the Infinity Stones. Like, what does the Mind Stone do? Because Vision has this, but he's never like gone through someone's head and on or thoughts. I want Thanos doing that, and using the Soul Stone to control the will of some hero, or using the Reality Stone to control reality. I wanna see the Infinity Stones in action, not just I have all of them. I'm super powerful. I can punch you in the face. No, I wanna see what they're doing.
Let me ask you this, because since you brought up Vision, and I completely forgot that. Like I said, I haven't seen Avengers or Avengers Infinity War recently. Do you think Vision could be one of the victims of death?
Nope. And I think it's the first trailer. If you look
Uh,
closely, there's a scene where Vision looks like he's been hurt, and he's
mhm.
like holding up his stomach or something like that. And if you look at his head, he doesn't have the Mind Stone. So maybe Thanos takes it from him, but he doesn't die. Like Shuri finds a way to keep him alive or something like that. Because in the trailer, showed it. Like if you zoomed the image, you could see that he didn't have the Mind Stone, but he was still living. So I think that maybe Thanos gets it, and he just leaves or something like that, and Vision is like left for dead, but they bring him to Shuri or something like that, and they bring him back.
Mhm.
I mean, Vision is not one of my top 5 characters to die. I don't feel like it will have that kind of weight in the movie.
Mhm. Man, it's gonna be regardless of how the movie turns out, it's gonna be an event to witness regardless, and I'm extremely hopeful. I want this to not only top my Avengers movies, but I also want it to be different from, you get what I'm saying, different from what we've been accustomed to these past couple of years with everything that most everything that Marvel has put out with a few exceptions. Would you agree or disagree?
I will agree. Like this is the movie. Like there's been nothing
Yes.
like this. Like maybe the hype is gonna kill this movie, or maybe they're gonna do the best superhero movie ever. I mean, I just hope like I mean it's gonna be a great movie. I don't think it's gonna be bad, but I have like so high expectations. Like a lot of people are gonna die, and Thanos is gonna use all the Infinity Stones, and this is gonna happen. This is not gonna happen. That maybe you need to have those expectations because maybe you feel like the movie is bad when it's not. But this has to be the movie. Like there's no but. This has to be the movie.
Right. And and I hate to be this harsh, brother friend, but we're on the microphone and opinions are opinions. I want Avengers Infinity War to get me excited for future Marvel films. Because with all due respect to Brie Larson, I'm kind of a fan. With all due respect to Black Panther, Homecoming, and Doctor Strange, I'm just not at I'm gonna see these movies regardless if I see them on DVD or whatever. But I'm just not as I'm not as I used to be really excited whenever I realized it was time for a Marvel movie to release. Like I'm sure you can relate to, like, anytime you hear like Captain America the Winter Soldier or Captain America Civil War. Now it's just like, whatever. It's gonna release. People are gonna see it. It's probably gonna get praised. The end. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because that happens like the exact same opposite way. Like I wasn't really a fan of neither Marvel or DC a few years ago, so I went, I was passing through the mall and I saw like, oh, there's a new Spider-Man movie, I'm gonna see it. Oh, there's a new Avengers movie, I'm gonna see it. Like I didn't even watch the trailers, but when BBS came out, I started like being really hyped for these movies, and this is the first Marvel movie that I've been like dreaming about. This is like Justice League. This is like, oh my god, there's three days left. 3 days left. What's gonna happen? Oh my god, I have to see the movie. It's the first time that happens to me in a Marvel movie. I was like, oh, Black
Yeah.
Panther, okay, all right. But this is like, do you see the first trailer with the
Yeah.
monologue, the music? It's like, oh my god, this is
Yeah.
it, this is it. So
Yeah.
I'm really hyped for it. I mean, I know a lot of people are gonna see it, and everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, I love Marvel since 2012, but I didn't tell anybody because that wasn't cool or whatever. Like, JJ, I know everything about it. Oh, who's this guy? Typical people. But yeah, I've never been. I mean, I was more hyped for Justice League than for this one, but I'm really hyped for this movie. Like, this is it. Like, you watch the trailers, you watch everything, and you're like, this is it. This is the best and biggest superhero movie ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Let me ask you this, brother Fran. Ideally, like I think I know you said earlier, you ideally like to see Thanos win in this one, and in the next one, Avengers 4, the Avengers finally have a chance to defeat him. Let me ask you this: if the opposite were true, and somehow, some way, Thanos loses in this one, which I don't even think is likely either, like you, but on the off chance that Thanos loses, how would you and ends up not being the main villain of 4? What would you like to see ideally in Avengers 4?
I mean, there's like 99.5% of probability that Thanos is gonna be the main villain in the fourth one. But if not, oof, I mean, no one's stronger than Thanos than Galactus. But Galactus is banned from Fox right now, so I don't think we're gonna have him.
No, not that fast.
I don't know. I can't imagine someone else than Thanos. Like, I can't imagine Thanos not winning in this movie, because the Russo brothers said, like, yeah, we want Thanos to be the Darth Vader of this generation. You're not gonna make that with just one movie. You need a minimum of two, and a really extremely good and well written plot for Thanos, and good interpretation and all that stuff. I just can't imagine. I think that maybe he doesn't get like the last stone or something like that. But man, I just hope that he wins. Like, I can't imagine no one else the main villain in Avengers 4. Like he has to. If that's the thing. Like, yeah, the Russo brothers all the time like, yeah, because Thanos is so powerful and blah blah blah. But I want you to show it to me. Like, I wanna see him win. I want to see he punching and beating the Avengers like if they were children. And then in the fourth one, they like rise from their ashes like a fucking phoenix, and Captain Marvel comes in, and some other characters come in, and they defeat him. But I don't know. I can't imagine someone else than Thanos for the fourth movie, because it has to be like the redemption of the characters. Like, maybe in the fourth one, Cap dies and Iron Man dies and a lot of people die, because it's like the final battle. That will be it. Like, I mean, and the other part is like, who are they gonna put if it's not Thanos? Like, I can't even imagine other villain than him.
Yeah. Let me say this, brother Fran, and I'll let you get your input. I want Thanos to have a lot of screen time, but I also want to, again, because this is the first time we've seen every hero from past, present, and to now with the MCU coming together. I don't necessarily want his screen time to overshadow the heroes, but I do want him to have a good amount of screen time, because even with Eric Killmonger, I felt he had a decent amount of screen time, but I felt like we could have gotten more. And that's been the same. That I felt the same with a lot of the other MCU villains. Would you agree or disagree?
I would
In
agree,
terms of
because the Russo brothers told us that it's not an Avengers movie; it's like a Thanos movie. So I hope that they respect their word and show us a lot of Thanos, because maybe someone that doesn't know who Thanos is, he seemed like in 2 post-credit scenes, one cameo. So people, the general public, are gonna be like, oh my god, I've seen this guy a lot of times. He must be important if he's been shown like in 3 movies. I wanna see who he is, what he wants. And I think that you only get that by giving him a lot of screen time. Like,
Yeah, there was a guy I was chatting with online. He was telling me that basically, either Thanos' backstory was supposed to be in the movie, but they cut it or something like that. But anyway, his backstory is not going to be in the movie, and they just basically give a brief description of him. And like you said, like the general audience, they're going to be like, well, who is Thanos? I don't know who Thanos is. Who is this guy? He's big and purple. Who is this guy? But, so like you said, hopefully they just give him enough screen time so people get a good idea of who he is and what he can do. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's one thing that I really didn't like from the trailers was like Gamora and Banner was telling the Avengers like who Thanos was. I want to see Thanos explaining it. Like, I don't want to see like Gamora saying, yeah, this is this crazy guy that wants to get all the Infinity Stones to wipe out half the universe. I want to see Thanos maybe Thor saying something like, why are you doing this? And something like, balance, child. Like, everything has to be in balance. And if you have like 100 AQ, you will get it. Like, oh, he wants balance in the universe. Or a little line like, if something spreads too much, it will destroy itself, or something like that. And you in your head are like, oh, so what? That's why he wanted to wipe out half the universe. I don't like directors who tell you things obviously. That's why, like, for example, Zack Snyder. I don't tell me, show me. Like,
yeah,
it's, if you are teaching a child, it's not like, oh, you have to do this now and you do this now. It's not like, no, I tell you what you're seeing and how to use it, and you work for it. Like, I want to see Thanos explaining himself, not like, oh, I'm this purple guy that had a rough childhood and I'm trying to wipe out half the universe. Not like that, but giving hints. Like, perfectly balanced. Like, the dialogue he has, like, perfectly balanced as all things should be. He's not saying nothing about life, but he's telling you what type of guy he is. That's something that I didn't really like. Like, I mean, the only thing left was like Banner looking at the camera saying, "Oh, this bad guy, and if he gets all these Infinity Stones, he's gonna kill all the heroes you like." And people in the theater like, "Oh, that's who he is." Like, you can't treat the audience like if they were stupid or something. Just show them. It would be so epic to Thanos to have those one-liners, like, perfectly balanced. If something grows too fast and too big, it's gonna kill itself, and that would be epic. Hearing that from Thanos, it's epic when you hear it in the trailer, like when he says like the perfectly balanced as all things should be. He's explaining it, but he's explaining it by himself. That is twice the badass and epic.
Yeah, and I want to say, I one of the many things I did enjoy about the trailer is largely in part due to his lines that I heard that Thanos said in the trailer, and I'm just hoping that all of those lines make it into the movie. Especially, that's why I made that on that last video. I hope they remember you. Like, I just like the way he delivered that particular line. Like, wow, this guy. I'm thinking in the back of my mind, okay, this guy sounds like he's menacing as hell. And he's ready to throw down with anybody. And in terms of that, brother Fran, let me ask you this. Now, we talked on Thanos. We talked about what we want to see in Avengers 3 and who we think might or may not end up dying, and what we want the outcome to be. Let me ask you this, brother Fran. Regardless of the outcome, who do you want to see deliver the final blow? And let me also ask you, do you think that if a major character does end up dying, do you think that will cause them to the Avengers to kind of back away and call it truce and go, like you said, into the next movie with them finally rising up and finally defeating them? Or do you think the opposite, something else would happen?
Well, would you just said like the making a truce or something like that in one of the TV spots? Thanos says it's a small price to pay. Like
Uh-huh.
I think that he's giving the Avengers like. I mean, if you think about it, Thanos in the end is not a bad guy because of pure evilness. Evilness. Like for the pure thing of being evil. Like he
Mm-hmm.
has a purpose. Maybe he's a little bit radical and all that stuff, but he's
Mm-hmm.
trying to do something for the better good and all that stuff. I don't really believe in all that stuff, but you get it. So he's like not a bad guy. He's like, give me the stone and I'll let you live. Like it's a small price to pay. Give it to me and
Mm-hmm.
nothing will be done. But I think that they're not gonna accept it because that will be like pulling down your pants. I don't see Avengers doing that.
No,
Even if they kill one of their friends. And what you say like
especially,
giving
especially if
the what?
especially if you have Tony Stark on your team.
Yeah, he will be like no purple guy. That will be a
Yeah.
no. I
Yeah.
the final blow. I would like to see Cap doing the final blow, but he's not. I don't think he's strong enough. So I think it's gonna be like Captain Marvel in the fourth one. He's gonna beat the
Mm-hmm.
shit out of him. But I would love to see Cap like a combo like pa 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 and boom in the in the mouth and knock him out or something like that. That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, before I saw the first Avenger and Winter Soldier, I didn't really like Cap, but I saw those two movies like recently, and I am in love with Cap now. Like I see his character, and it's like, wow, this guy, like so much willpower and all that stuff, and I wanna see him like, boom, Thanos to the ground, like UFC kind of shit.
Yeah, I guess for me, if there is gonna be a final blow, I'm kind of thinking the latter is gonna happen, and like I was suggesting that somebody might die, and they kind of just say stop for right now, and we'll come back in Avengers 4. However, I do think the final blow is gonna be, if there is a final blow, it's probably gonna be somebody we were least the person we were probably least expecting. Now, hopefully, if that ends up happening, it's not somebody that's going to come in and say something funny and then just hit Thanos and send him away for a little bit. But I do think it's going to be somebody unexpected as opposed to a big major character if it goes that route. Who I don't know. It could be anybody from like Spidey, uh, Bucky, perhaps. It's so many. There's so many choice people to choose from, but um possibly even Vision if he survives, or Scarlet Witch, like I suggested earlier. But let me ask you this, Fran. Do you think because I kind of talked about it earlier. Do you think Thanos would kill Gamora or Nebula if need be, if he felt the need to?
Oh, I mean, I didn't say that before. I think that one of the characters that have the most probabilities to die is a Nebula. Like,
Nebula.
yeah, I think she's gonna like try to fight Thanos, like because we've
Mm-hmm.
seen a frame of her in Titan. So maybe she's trying to fight him. And he's like, "Child, what are you doing?" Like, and he like she like goes for him, and he just grabs her by the neck and clack. Like, I see that probably happening, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't see Gamora dying because James Gunn said like the all the Guardians were gonna be in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, but
Mm-hmm.
I can see Nebula dying, like being
Mm-hmm.
so angry at Thanos, like I wasn't your perfect child and all that stuff, and going for him, and Thanos just like grab her by the neck, snap it, throw it to the ground. Like I don't care. Like what are you doing?
Yeah.
I would love to see that superiority, like not being like cocky. I don't know if that's how you say like, oh, I'm the best here. Like just like, what are you doing? Like
Mm.
stop. No, I'm gonna kill you even if I blow to you.
Yeah, I really hope. Again, when we're talking about Marvel villains, it goes to the Netflix villains primarily. Aside from that guy off of Luke Cage, Diamondback or whatever his name was, and a few others. But in terms of MCU villains, we have the Eric Killmongers, we have the Vulture, we have the Loki pre Thor Ragnarok, we have we we had the guy from Winter Soldier, and those guys are good. I'm just hoping that Thanos not only is imposing and menacing, but I'm hoping he becomes one of the best villains as well. Would you agree or disagree, brother Fran?
I would agree because, in my opinion, we've never seen like a big MCU villain. Like
Right.
from DC, everyone knows the Joker, like from the Dark Knight, and that's something that's got into people's minds and thoughts every time they think about a villain. So I
Mm-hmm.
want the MCU to have that villain, like that one that 10 years later people will be like, oh, is he as good as Thanos? I don't know, maybe I don't think so. Like he has to be
Right.
it. Like I don't have anything more to say. Like Thanos has to be it. This movie has to be the movie. Like Thanos has to go there and wipe out us like it was nothing and get the Infinity Stone and do whatever he wants to, and deliver good
Yeah.
lines like the monologue from the first trailer that gave like it put my hair like the fucking spider sense in the trailer like
I had
dread
goosebumps when
it.
I was watching
Yeah, goosebumps. Like dread it, run from it. Destiny still
it. Yeah.
around. That's like, oh shit, it's about to go down. We are gonna die. That is so good. And the thing was, he's like, when I'm done, half of the universe will still exist, perfectly balanced as all things should be, with the epic
Mhm.
music in the background. That's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm having a comic book orgasm.
All right, let me ask you this, brother Fran. Are you a fan of Spider-Man's suit in this movie? How it looks from the trailers?
Yeah, I think it's good. It looks really good. I don't see why people are complaining about the CGI and all that stuff. Like if you watch at the suit like really closely, you can see that it has texture and it's fucking all CGI. So I don't know how much time and work that suit had in post production, but Jesus, that looks really good. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a fan of the back like claws or some like legs, like some legs crawl from his back or something like that help him like move and the stuff. I never been a fan of that because I like to see him move like more freely. But damn, the
Uh-huh.
suit looks amazing. Like when the eyes start glowing, that's like, oh shit. They are glowing white and the texture and everything looks like so metal. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I want to see how that suit holds up because there's a frame in the trailer where Thanos grabs Spidey and like smashes him to the ground. Like that suit has to be like really powerful because if Thanos does that to a normal person, they will be like battered.
Obliterated. Yeah, obliterated.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Uh, um, let's see. We're talking about Spider-Man, brother friend. I don't think I asked you this in the past video. What is your opinion on Tom Holland as Spider-Man? Do you feel he is the best portrayal of Spider-Man and Peter Parker?
Listen, my Spider-Man will always be Tobey Maguire. Okay, the first three movies are like my Spider-Man best movies to look. If a new Spider-Man movie comes out, I'm gonna be always thinking like, is it really as good as Spider-Man 2? Is it? Is
Mm,
it? I mean, Andrew Garfield, I liked him, but he's not like my favorite. I think that for what the MCU was asking for, like a young boy who just recently got his powers, and he's like a student for Mr. Stark and all that stuff. I think that he's
Mhm.
like a great cast because he does really look young, and
Mhm.
but it's not the best Spider-Man. I have to see more of him to say that, because man, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man was the shit. Like those movies are Spider-Man, pure Spider-Man, and they are so good that maybe if I see something more in Avengers 3 and 4 about Spider-Man, I might like, debate maybe he's better or. But I think that right now there's no color. I think that Tobey Maguire's and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man is far way better than Tom Holland's.
Mm. That's an unpopular opinion, brother friend.
Listen, I don't care. The original Spider-Man movies are my childhood. I've seen Spider-Man 2 with, I'm not exaggerating, okay, 50 times or more. When I was a child, I used to see it in loop all the time, every day, all the time, because I loved it.
Yeah. Let me. It's funny you mentioned Iron Man, brother friend, because that's another good question I hadn't thought to ask. You know, when I venture online, I see a lot of comments. I see a lot of as you know, and as I'm sure you've seen, butt hurtness. But a lot of people were saying that they had a problem with Iron Man being in Spider-Man: Homecoming, and when looking at it from both sides, I can kind of see it, but then again, I kind of don't, because on one hand, it's like, well, yeah, with this being Spider-Man's first movie in the MCU, why did Iron Man need to be in the movie? But when you look at the bigger picture, but on the other hand, when you look at the bigger picture of what the MCU is trying to achieve, trying to not only and integrate Spider-Man into the MCU, but also potentially, as well, not potentially, definitely make him an Avenger. You know, I'm like, well, I kind of see it, but then again, I kind of don't. Did you have a problem with Iron Man being in Spider-Man: Homecoming, brother friend?
I think that it crossed the line. Like, I was okay with Tony being in the film, he's like his teacher and all that stuff, but every single mistake Parker did was like reworked from Tony, so it didn't look like that big of a mistake. Like
Mm-hmm.
every time that Spider-Man failed, he didn't thought about it and be like, oh, I have to work on these mistakes and all that stuff. He was
Mm-hmm.
like, he fucked up and Tony comes and saves the day, and he fucks up and Tony comes and saves the day, and Parker fucks up and Tony comes and saves the day. I think that if they used Tony less in a movie, like maybe at the beginning a little bit, to introduce a little bit, that would be okay. But I want to see a Spider-Man that commits mistakes, that is human, that when he's not being Spider-Man, he's thinking about like, oh my god, it's my fault that those people died, and that makes him stronger for the next time, all that stuff. I don't want to see him like, because of his fault, like the ship being cut in half, and then
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man comes and helps him. I would have loved to see like, how Spider-Man like tries to put together the ships, and maybe people jump from it and they save themselves. But there was too much help from Tony in that movie that didn't really feel like a comic book Spider-Man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there were no mistakes. Every time he made a mistake, so Tony came and helped him all the time. And what Spider-Man showed us is like he's human, and when he makes mistakes, he's like really fucked up, and he like understands how the mistakes he has done are being made, and he works for them to not happen again and all that stuff. And
Right.
in Homecoming, where like I made a mistake, Tony's right behind my back to help me, and I didn't really like that.
Mm. Let me ask you this, brother friend. You brought up some excellent points. What's your ranking of the? Have you seen every single Spider-Man film?
Yeah.
How would you rank them?
Top 3 or top 5?
All of top five.
Top 5, okay. First one, Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Second one, Spider-Man 1.
Mm-hmm.
Third one, The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Really?
yep, I really like that movie.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
Fourth one, Homecoming. and the
Mm-hmm.
fifth one, Spider-Man 3.
Okay.
Like the first Amazing Spider-Man movie was like meh, but the second one I really enjoyed the suit and the villains. I know that there were a lot of villains and all that stuff, but I really enjoyed that movie. And
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 is top one because everyone knows why Spider-Man 2 is top one.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me it goes Spider-Man 2 first. Second, I'm gonna be that guy and say Spider-Man Homecoming. Third will be the third will be the first Amazing Spider-Man. Fourth would be the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and fifth would be Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3, I'm sorry, it's just the emo dancing, Peter slapping Mary Jane, God, Topher Grace is Venom. My God, thank God. I don't know how that Venom movie is going to turn out, but thank God they got a good actor to play Venom because that Topher Grace guy, my God. But anyway, brother Fran, as always, I do appreciate you stopping by, and you guys who are listening, please go and subscribe to his channel, which I'll provide a link to in the description below. Brother Fran, just a few more, and we'll end the video. Let me ask you this. Have you seen Star Wars: The Force Awakens?
Yes, of course. And the Last Jedi, the two of them.
Okay. Have you seen Avatar?
Yes, yes, I've seen. But
Have
like
you
a
seen
long time ago.
Have you seen Titanic?
uh, Not fully. Like I think that we started up in school, but we didn't finish it because it's really long. I have to
Okay,
check it again.
y'all didn't get to the part where she told Jack to paint her, and it gets really heavenly from that point on.
Nope, I don't think so. I just saw like the first 20 minutes or something like that.
Okay, well, due to I don't know how old everybody who's listening, how old everybody is, but there's a part in that movie where it gets real heavenly. But anyway, moving along to the point, the reason I brought up those movies is because those are some of the highest grossing films of all time, including the first Avengers also being one. Let me ask you this, brother Fran, because we've seen Marvel the MCU just seemingly cannot miss, and even when a movie grosses a low amount, it's still a relatively steady amount, aka Thor: The Dark World. Um, Let me ask you this first: do you believe that Avengers: Infinity War will gross $2 billion?
More than $2 billion. Like
Really?
I just seen that the movie. We are at 24th of April, and the movie
Mm-hmm.
already has 500 million in pre-sales,
Mm-hmm.
which I am a proud part of. I must say.
Yes.
But listen, if a movie has $500 million and there's
Mhm,
still like 3 days for it to come out,
mhm.
it's gonna be like it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the top one most. Top one in box office. Like
Mhm.
it's like normal when when movies come out, like superhero movies and all that stuff. Like the first
Mhm.
week they make like 250, 260, 270 in the first weekend. This movie has made 500 million and it's not even Friday. like uh, this is crazy. Like in 3 weeks they're gonna get 1.5 billion or what's going on. Like
Yeah.
if the movie has a lot of rewatchability, I think that in 2 months it's gonna get like 2.5 million or something like that. Billion. Sorry.
Let me. That's a great point, brother Fran. I wasn't even aware of the pre-sales being that high. As I'm sure you're aware, brother Fran, because the swift change of the weather. Summer is approaching, which also means it's about to be very hot. Which also means that if you visit your local beach, you're liable to see some very beautiful women. But anyway,
I don't have beach in Madrid.
you both know that with summer coming, a lot of people tend to go to the movie theater, and because of that, studios tend to release the bigger movies around that time. Now, initially, Avengers was set to own the entire month of May, but Disney made some shifts, and also Fox made a shift with Deadpool 2. And Disney also made a shift with the Han Solo movie, which actually to me looks pretty darn good. I'm hoping it's good because my guy Childish Gambino is in it. Anyway, do you think either one of those movies could pose a problem for the movie? And let me also add in before I give you the mic. Um, a lot of people don't like to talk about this, and I'm not an advocate for it. One thing that I know will eventually happen is that screeners do leak online, and a lot of people partake in watching the movie online. Now, most everyone and their mother is going to see it at the movie theater, but people do eventually see it online. And when you add that in with Deadpool 2 and Solo releasing, and also with Solo number one being a Disney movie, number two it being a Star Wars film. Do you think though that those movies what I just mentioned is gonna affect Avengers Infinity War at the box office at all?
I I think that Solo movie and Deadpool 2 should be afraid of Infinity War. Like
Mm,
everyone knows the Avengers, everyone knows the Guardians of the Galaxy, and you know a lot of
uh,
people like Deadpool and made Deadpool made a lot of money, all that stuff. But listen,
right.
this is the movie, Josh. This is the movie. Like the guys from Marvel shouldn't be afraid. Like who should be afraid should be like the guys from Star Wars and Deadpool. This movie is gonna own the box office for a long time. I think that
Yeah.
Deadpool is gonna make a lot of money and Solo is gonna make a lot of money, but it's gonna steal a lot of people and viewers from these movies. Like
Hmm.
this is the Avengers. Like grown up men's like you and me, we like these superheroes, but the childs like who's gonna see Deadpool 2 with childs? You can't. It's like R rated. So first of all, you
Hmm.
can't see with childs, and everyone maybe someone don't like the Avengers, but they like the Guardians of the Galaxy, so they're like, oh, they are in this movie, let's go see it. I think that
Hmm.
who should be afraid should be Deadpool and Solo. Like Infinity War is gonna pass like owning this the place. It's gonna be like this is me. I am this. I am this big. I'm gonna take all your money because I'm Disney. I'm gonna make a monopoly of everything.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say this. I think it's gonna become the highest grossing superhero film up to this point. Now, I, I don't know if it will. I'm of the mind I don't think it'll reach 2 billion. I'm thinking it'll get really close to it, like 1.8 or 1.9. But like if I think what could potentially hurt Deadpool 2 and Solo both is not only Avengers Infinity War people still going to see it by that point, but if the reception or the early word of mouth on both of those films is pretty awful. If those two things factor in, then I definitely could see Infinity War grossing 2 billion. Now, again, as of right now, I'm thinking that it's gonna get really close to it, but I don't see it grossing quite at 2 billion. But anyway, we'll see. Brother Fran, did you have any more questions for me?
No, I didn't. We've been like 1 hour talking. I think that's enough.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much once again for listening. And once again, I will leave a link to Fran's channel in the description. You guys, please go subscribe to his channel if you have not done so, and do so as for mine as well. And yeah, we'll see y'all next time.
Bye
Peace.
bye bye.